So, just a quick conversation about fonts. So, fonts have really become, I think, more important when it comes to layout shift and page painting and rendering. Um, One way that you can demonstrate an issue with the layout shift that's caused by the late loading of fonts and a reason to maybe preload that font or choose a different one. I tend to use Chrome DevTools. Select an area, so we'll select this title here. Um, Find the font that it's using. So if you click on this bit here, it will highlight it in the CSS, which is great. And then use this font editor, which will actually show you the font family that is primarily used when it's loaded and the fallback one, which is most likely to be a local font. In this case, it's Arial. So what happens if the browser has to use Arial first? Well, let's just change this to Arial and see what happens to that particular piece of content. So obviously now it goes over multiple lines. This is quite an extreme example. So if the browser is forced by slow loading to use Arial to begin with, then obviously when it's loaded in the Arial, then it's going to switch back to this font and everything's going to move around it. So I can take screenshots of that in a report and just say, let's find a better backup font that more clearly matches the font that you actually want to use. So you're thinking about line height and font size. Um, it could even be quite an ugly font or just a plain one. But, at the moment, if the user is forced to use Arial, it's going to cause a lot of layout shift when that proper font actually loads in place.